Welcome back to Two Homers and a Realist midweek pod with the Ole Miss game upon us. The Sooners, new life, new hope. We'll see. I'm Steve.
I'm Connor.
Jay.
Lucas.
So we're going to cover everything about this game coming up. We're going to be playing and battling through the rain, it looks like. The first rainy game that we'll have to endure in a while. There was a little sprinkles in a few of the games, but in the last couple of years, it's been just tremendously good weather.
Same for podcasts.
Same for podcasts. We've had one rainy podcast. We did it right over there. We have to do it again. We will. We'll put the full tent up. We'll go ahead and extend it all the way so the water doesn't collect on the roof and almost kill us.
Yeah, what loss was that for last year? Do you guys remember?
It was definitely one of them.
It wasn't the Bama game.
No, that was a win.
Probably Tennessee. Tennessee.
No.
It was an earlier. It had been a midday game. It may have been
Was it South Carolina?
It may have been South
Yeah,
Carolina.
and then the rain came in because it was sunny during the game.
You don't have to worry about losing to them this year.
Nope, because we kicked their butts, and that was great. That was awesome. So we've got, I don't know, there's a lot of question marks still with this team. A lot of things left to be determined. The back half of the schedule, it's really tough. We're really past the halfway point. What do you guys think? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you eager?
Yep. All the above.
What I find interesting is the
You're wearing Ole Miss blue.
Yeah, I find it interesting we're powder blue tonight.
well, maybe it's who I'm going to pick for the game.
Ooh, whoa.
No, what I find
Troll it on himself on his own podcast.
yes, mostly is we're having a shift in the season now where, and it could be perfect timing to be honest. We're going to face easier defenses but tougher offense. So with the defense being the strength of our team and our offense needing a little bit of help, maybe it's perfect timing.
Missouri's defense is pretty good.
They're overall pretty good in general. Missouri, they're pretty even.
Soft schedule. Hard to say.
Yeah.
Soft schedule.
LSU supposedly has a really good defense, but their offense has been
Lackluster.
way lackluster for what people thought preseason.
I think that's what concerns me, though. To your point, Jay, is on looking at stats and everything else. It should stack up in our favor, at least on that side of the ball. I'm still in this kind of, if we go out and perform this week, it's a really, not that there hasn't been strong indicators, like go look at the stats and where we're ranked nationally. We have a great defense. How much has our secondary really been tested, though? How much of these young cornerbacks really been tested outside of Jackson Arnold? And this week is going to be a true test because Ole Miss will throw the ball down the field and we'll have to be pretty locked down to make sure it doesn't get out of hand.
It's better than the Lincoln days though, where
You
you're like,
knew.
well, we're gonna have shootout.
You
Like,
knew.
every game is one
Can
of
you imagine this game?
I mean, it is fun cheering when we score touchdowns, though. Something I forgot about until last week when we finally scored 3
We did it. We did it a bunch.
But it is
Now it's just like, can
Also
we
fun getting
score
stopped.
30 points? I want to score. I'd love to score 30 points in an SEC matchup at some point.
Yeah,
So
it'd be nice. Yeah.
So
cautiously optimistic, I
Okay.
guess, to
That's
put it to a point.
I guess that fairly summarizes my point of view too. I definitely have some cautious optimism about a lot of things. Like I don't have any doubts about my optimism for defense. Defense is tremendous. I'll be shocked if they aren't one of the top 3 defenses in the country. Top 3, top 5, somewhere up there. They're an elite defense. If they're not, that'll shock me that we've been fooled that
Through 7 games.
through 7 games.
Yeah.
And everything that we've seen. Offensively, I've got hope, cautious optimism that they are elevating themselves up to be something competitive. Top 50, top 40. We'll see where that can go.
Well, and the team we're playing this week, again, statistically speaking, worse defense than what we faced last week against South Carolina.
Well,
So-
to that point,
Right, defense, sure.
It's the worst Power 4 team defense we've played this
defensively,
Right.
year. It's not even close.
I've got some stats for you then if you want to get into that.
That's good.
So we did a poll this week, and I want to know how you guys answered. What do you think for the remaining games in the schedule, OU will average rushing the ball? We've averaged through the first 7 games 129.3 yards, if I remember right. And well, we've only had 2 that were really bad. And 32 and 85. Everything else has been better than that, and obviously how averages work. So the choices were greater than 200, 165 to 200, 129 to 165, and less than 129. I found the results very interesting. Nobody selected greater than 200. That wasn't totally surprising, although I thought somebody might click on that. 36% thought less than 129. I don't know how you can be paying attention to the last game and who we're playing to think that we're going to average less than we've averaged through the first 7 games.
Well, they're not paying attention.
They're just they're just thinking
They're
SEC.
basing off of feelings.
Yeah.
Not.
And then the next two were the 129 to 165. That was the plurality, 43%.
That's where I voted.
Same.
That's where I was at as well.
I was at 165 to 200, part of the 21%. Well, let's see if the statistics might support my case.
Hypothesis.
It is not just a hypothesis. It is a downright Homer theory. So, all right. So I broke it down. I actually did passing, rushing, and total offense, which is just kind of derivative of the two.
It's just time at work.
Yeah,
good.
it's something to do between the through hour lunch and martini hour. I got to kill some time, and I can't always take a nap.
It's like Mad Men style over there.
Yep.
Totally. So I looked at the defenses for all of our opponents and what they're giving up on passing yards per game, rushing yards per game, total yards per game. So through the first 7 games, all of those opponents passing 223 yards per game, rushing 134, call it around them. Interestingly, the Power 4, 207 and 103, not too far off. But the real interesting part is the next remaining 5 teams, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, those opponents, they're averaging giving up 132 yards per game rushing. Whereas our first 7 opponents, which included Temple and Kent State and Illinois State, they're averaging 134. So basically neck and neck in what they're averaging giving up. They're actually averaging giving up less on the passing, 194. So better pass defense than what we faced. If you just look at that raw look at it. OU's offense has averaged 250 yards passing, 129, as I mentioned, rushing. So then I said, well, let's look at those 1 through 7 and the Power 4 teams that we've played without OU included. So those teams have given up 219 yards, all 7 of them, passing, and 135 rushing. So it elevates it a little, but not much. It tells you, oh, you didn't rush a lot on them. The Power 4, which is maybe a little more apropos, 204 yards passing, 104 yards rushing. So then I said, well, let's apply how much better we did compared to those numbers and apply it to the 8 through 12, because the 8 through 12 are giving up more yards. So if we have the same so we basically on the passing yards, we did 23% better than what those opponents were giving up to all their other opponents. Looking at Power 4.
Right.
Power 4.
Right.
24% better rushing. So we're right there, 24% improvement on production over what those other what their other opponents were doing. So if we have that same 24% improvement, you're looking at 238 yards passing, 164 yards rushing for the next 5 games. Now, okay, that's not going to be precise by any measure, but it does give an indication of the fact that if you just duplicate what you've done, you will get to a much better number, a lot more production, which speaks to the fact that we're playing a lot weaker defenses as a whole than the Power 4 defenses that we played coming into.
Part of those numbers coming up with have Barnes running the ball, and then a bunch of jet sweeps and crap that hopefully we're going to move away from some.
So you look at both of those as positive?
Maybe playing Blaylock and Robinson as your 2
Whose
starters.
idea was that? That was our idea.
Maybe not playing Barnes will up your rushing totals.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
And I think the bigger
Realizing
these
the tight ends can't block.
the bigger these games get, Mateer's going to have to be a large part of the game, like he was with Michigan Auburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably,
Baltimore.
I mean, he's going to throw the ball more,
I
He's
mean,
gonna have to rush.
I was thinking more rushing,
but he's also going to have to rush more and smarter.
he's going to have to.
He's going to have to.
It's going to be tougher though. I mean, I think I said on the post game, like he just doesn't look as confident in the rush as what he did. Like everything looks like it's
I think they're not wanting him to.
yeah. And I mean, You can't blame them.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you rush the ball with your running backs like you did against South Carolina, you don't have to lean on that game nearly as much, right? I mean, obviously it helps, especially if you can get something off of a read or something
Well,
like
it's
that.
situational. Like,
Yeah.
you can just bust a couple
But
15-yard runs.
I'm at the point like where what I saw
improves it a
last
bunch.
Saturday. I don't want to have to lean on Mateer as much as like I want my workhorses to go work. I want Robinson and Blaylock to be the ones throwing the haymakers on the ground, and Mateer taking his chances when it's situationally correct. To your point, Lucas. But you got to run the ball more, regardless. I think like big picture wise, and looking back at where we've struggled against the rush and what our hopes are to get to the playoffs and everything else, and what's concerning is like, yes, we're playing these weaker teams defensively or rush defenses moving into the back half. But let's say you do make a playoff and you do have to go up against someone with one of those better rush defenses. Like, can you just continue the momentum and continue the grind, I guess, through a full season or a full back half of the season
Well, I
plus
think-
postseason?
That's a great consideration, and it's all the more material with Mateer. See what I did there? So you can't risk your quarterback, and you've got to be smart. I think back to a lot of great quarterbacks and really smart running. Jalen Hurts, real smart running, even though he's a monster.
Sometimes too smart,
Yeah.
too excited.
Baker was a good runner. He was a smart runner, but nobody was as good as Kyler.
Right.
Kyler was just genius at it, which is something because, I mean, he seemed like it was a natural skill or that he'd been studying that his whole life. I don't know if it was the translation with baseball and sliding or what, but he just knew how to do it and avoid the contact. Where, as you look at Mateer,
Well, he had less mass to be able to move. So, like, he could be more shifty because he's
yeah, but it
smaller.
wasn't just so shifty. It was like he would take the slide. He would take the out of bounds.
Yeah.
I'm saying he ran
He was a
smart.
masterful runner.
He
Yeah.
ran super
He
smart.
was.
He definitely. I
I
mean,
can't even think
nobody's
of a time that
nimble
he
quick.
took a lick.
No, I mean, I
Think
remember
it
a
is.
couple, but nothing. I
When he
mean,
did, we were like, holy cow.
yeah, it was a couple of shockers, but with Mateer, we saw it in many games before Texas, but we saw it in Texas on that one where he maybe got a concussion. He is dancing way too much. He's going back and forth, which is
Put your
back
foot
to
in the
that.
ground and go.
Yeah, just make a choice.
Right.
And again, it's back to what I've said about maybe not playing against this level of competition. He is not aware of how fast these players are.
Mhm.
I always think back to Spencer Rattler, and when he tried to do a little juke move on somebody against a Big 12 defender, and that guy just ate him
Well,
alive.
and those gaps close fast too.
They close real
you
fast.
saw it against South Carolina, even where looks like he has a wide open lane to the left. I don't know what he sees or thinks he sees or doesn't see, but he sticks his foot in the ground and goes right. And it's like, man, like, and that to Kyler's credit. Again, Kyler wasn't in the league that we're in right now, but I think even if he was, he'd be,
He did
just
pretty
as
good
credible.
against Alabama.
And what the
Second half.
one
Yeah.
of the best things to say about Kyler is like,
Second quarter off.
yeah, exactly. Kyler knew when to pull it and run, but he also had the vision, like
Yeah.
as a passer as well. I mean, that's a dream quarterback right there. I mean, one of the
And
best.
so that's one of our question marks
quarterback
about
there.
vision and the ability to throw the ball deep. I think I started with that concern. Now it's your chief concern with Mateer.
Yeah.
And now tell me what is the critical added variable in this coming game Saturday that makes that even more concerning.
The added variable.
Yeah.
I mean, the rain coming down
Yeah.
and not being able to grip the ball is definitely a concern because we don't know. I would think in practice they're probably wetting him down this week.
Surely,
preparing.
hopefully.
But if he doesn't have 100% grip in that thumb, then you do have a little concern for him rearing back to throw it and it just popping out, or he can't put the mustard on it that he needs to get the max 20-yard throw that he throws.
Or you're
Yeah.
just off target by the ball coming out.
Yeah.
Touch early.
And
Which
he's
we've already
he's
seen on
already
target.
not accurate.
well, early might
He's
help
already-
because he's already throwing behind all
Yeah,
the time.
exactly.
Well, but part of my criticism and concern with his throwing is he's waiting a half second to make the throw that he should make, but he's a half second late, which causes him to throw it with more velocity, which is less control, and all of that gets worse in a wet situation.
Yeah.
So
Which will make running the ball that much more important.
that much more
He's
important.
got 6 interceptions.
Or he can figure it out. Or he figures it out. I don't
Or
know.
we figure out, or the
We're
forecast
probably
is
gonna have
completely
to.
wrong and it's sunny and
As good as our defense is,
65.
we'll probably give up more points to them. What do you think? We'll give up more points than we've given up all year? I mean, there's a risk,
Yeah.
and still could win the game. So
What about Texas?
23 against Texas, the highest score we've given out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into my score prediction right now.
So, what do you think the likelihood is we win if we give up 24 points?
Goes way down.
It's a pick 'em at that point, I feel like.
This is one of the worst defenses we're going to play.
Are they worse
so
than
far.
Are they worse than Illinois State? Are they worse than
This doesn't
Temple?
count.
Are they worse than Michigan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Are they
But
worse?
what is
they
concerning
worse than
though
Kent
is
State?
a lot of that gets kind of negated if the weather is what the weather is, I think. I'm not saying that it's going to
Maybe both ways, though, right?
Yeah, true. And the weather itself I mean, you're working with a wet ball, you may slow Ole Miss's tempo down that Kiffin wants to run.
And we scored 35 against Illinois State.
I mean, what was the tweet that I sent everybody? The Power Four teams who played this year so far, all of their defenses are in the top 20 in advanced metrics. Ole Miss is like 91st.
The
Yeah.
99th, I think.
Yeah.
Or 91st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird, like, it's just
really
a
weird.
tale of
Yeah.
two
It
completely,
is.
like, it's a great matchup. Like, it's a really, really good matchup.
The tempo issue is interesting too, because the way we like to substitute, we're going to have to hopefully adjust for that and have trust in the
That
guys that are out
concerns me
there.
a little bit.
And there's between substitutions and getting the play in. And you've seen it before when we're looking to the sidelines and everybody's trying to get and they're hiking the ball. And like if that happens too much, it didn't take many of those and you're burned and it's
It won't take
drive
Kiffin
over.
long to be able to take a shot.
Yeah, against Kiffin. Yeah.
Like Kiffin will have someone who's streaking down the field. probably almost
He'll
every
tell
play.
his team and quarterback, if you see them looking to the side, they're not ready, just snap the
just
ball.
like snap the ball and see
I
what
need to
happens.
see a couple of those plays where Jackson Arnold went at Guillory, that if you throw a well-placed ball, you can complete passes over the secondary.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
And that's a little worrisome, especially if, the receiver always has the advantage because they know where they're going.
Right.
And the defender is always behind because they have to chase. So
And even more so in the
in
rain.
slippery conditions, you could have one slip and a guy is wide open.
I will say, though,
it
like,
doesn't take
Guillory-
a whole lot.
Guillory on those, like, he wasn't burned.
Yeah, they weren't bad,
And they were
covers.
great.
They were
They were
perfectly
great
thrown
throwing balls. That ironically enough, the plays that we've gotten burned on, where we're seeing cornerbacks or safeties getting left in the dust, are passes that haven't been completed. Thankfully.
Yeah.
So
Except for one
So
against
the
Texas.
Texas end
The
zone
Texas
when
one.
Dolby dismissed.
yeah, but that wasn't
That
a
wasn't
that wasn't a
burned.
long. That
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
It was
that's
just a bad cut.
bad communication.
Yeah.
My hope for the secondary is that the teams that we played in the first half of the season were going to hurt us with their legs, whether it's the quarterback or their run game.
Mhm.
So we just sold out on them,
Mhm.
and they just didn't connect.
Mhm.
When we start playing teams like an Ole Miss, we're just not going to have 7 guys at the bottom. Just
Right.
Can't.
And Tennessee,
Right.
Alabama.
Yeah, you just can't. So we're going to maybe give up more rushing yards than normal
Right.
Yeah.
to
I can
keep
see
people
that.
back
Right.
because you just
Not
can't.
not exactly a bend don't break,
I
but
mean,
a
we're
little
basically
more of
telling
that.
Arnold, a freshman quarterback from Michigan, hey,
Yeah.
beat us.
Yeah.
Right? Arnold, hey, beat us.
Yeah.
They didn't. Sellers had no time to beat us.
And he actually threw, I mean, I've seen a lot of Jackson Arnold, and he threw a hell of a Jackson Arnold ball game. Like he threw those, I've seen him overthrow
By
a
a
lot
foot.
of those.
Oh, that's
that
well, that's
were-
what I was saying after that game. Is like it wasn't just that he was throwing the ball well. Like he was throwing those on the sideline. Like those are not easy
Yeah.
throws for
Yeah.
anyone to make.
And definitely not his history.
Yeah, and he hit 2 or 3 of them. So I mean, props to him. Like that's great, but I get concerned. I mean, we've seen RSJ struggle a little bit. I worry a little bit about that position and the safeties being able to maintain coverage there, specifically him. And then I mean, if Gentry's not back and who knows what's going on with Kendall Dolby, you're gonna have potentially 2
So
freshmen.
we don't know, right? Kendall is still, we don't know.
After his press conference yesterday, Brent Venables just said he's figuring everything out, whatever that means. So if it's a question of him redshirting or sitting out the rest of the season, etc., who knows? Right now, my assumption is he's not going to be playing. So I mean, if that's the case and Gentry's out, you're working with 2 freshman cornerbacks and
Oh,
Jacoby
Eli's-
Johnson.
Eli's. a
Oh,
junior.
Eli's out there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's sophomore.
He's
Yeah,
a sophomore.
that's
Yeah.
sophomore.
Yeah.
On Dolby, maybe he's told the coaches, I don't want to play corner. I want to go back to Cheetah.
I'm thinking that's what.
He dropped weight when he broke his leg and maybe couldn't work out as much, honestly, trying to come back. And then he did come back and they said, well, Kendall Daniels got this spot, and then we kind of supplement him with Reggie Powers some.
Yeah.
So maybe we sweet talk him into redshirting this year, and Daniels is a senior, so he'll be gone. And maybe Dolby goes back to the cheetah spot after, the next 8 months or 9 months, whatever, until
Training
football
up,
season,
yeah.
getting Bulk back up to where he was. Because we all said those first couple games of the season, he was our best defensive player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Jaden Jackson, looked like a monster as a true freshman
Last year, yeah.
last year. Dolby was like the bright spot.
Yeah, my thing is though,
He
it's
was
like,
playing- we were more happy with him than we were with Danny
yeah,
until Dolby broke his leg. What was that? What game?
Tennessee game.
Tennessee game.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
my
Tennessee.
thing is like, we had never seen that cheetah position really live up to the potential that it was chalked up to be. So when Dolby was doing it well, it was like, oh my gosh, this is what we've wanted all this time.
Yeah.
Now we've got two guys who I think are probably operating at a similar, if not
Higher level.
higher level than what he was last year. Not to say it was doing poorly.
I don't know that
But-
Powers is doing as well as Dolby.
Yeah.
But closing in.
Well, in the different skill sets of offense, we haven't had to see
Yeah, Kendall Daniels hasn't been
Kendall
covered
Daniels.
a whole lot.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we will. I think if you're looking for coverage, I
You
think
bring
Powers is
Jacob-
going to be
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that'll be interesting then to see like what do we end up running? Is it going to be a 4-2?
Well, it's
Yeah,
always
nickel
a 4-2-5.
Yeah.
It's just who's that fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
instead
it
of
more of a
having,
cover guy?
But I mean a true 4-2.
you could bring
where the
out
guy's not in the box.
Jacoby Johnson or another corner in the position of the nickel instead of the cheetah.
Do you think we'll see blitz schemes or more blitz just activity than we've seen at this point?
I'm kind of torn because the PFF numbers for Ole Miss's quarterback, he's actually really, really good against the blitz.
Huh.
And the pressure, period.
Yeah.
That might be a good running back blocket, though.
Or, I mean, Kiffin's scheming with routes and receivers.
Since
as
Brent
well.
Venables is still in signs, we should be able to do whatever we want.
That's right. Yeah, right.
But you wonder if this is the first game,
Come back.
right or wrong, we
Right.
maybe don't pressure him a lot. He is a smaller guy, and he has his numbers statistically from
Yeah.
the pocket are not as good.
And so let our defensive line do their work. And he's sitting there back and he's trying to find a guy and then
Stuck
it's
in the pocket.
a lot
you want.
of coverage sacks, coverage pressures, coverage throws the ball
Is he
away.
fast?
Yeah.
As long as we don't go to a rush 3, drop 8 scenario, that's the last thing I want to see.
Oh, Kiffin will tear it apart.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. No,
I
underneath.
don't care how good you are.
You
Like,
go
Kiffin will
Pop,
exploit
pop,
that.
pop, pop, pop.
And your strength is your defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's too out of
use your
character
strength.
or out of
Well, I
strategy.
mean, I've seen a couple times where
Guys don't know what to do.
Defensive
Marvin
to
Jones
drop
is
back.
dropping in coverage.
Marvin Jones drops into coverage a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't want to see a lot of that.
No.
I want to see if you're not bringing the cheetah, then you just need to have those 4 try to contain him in the pocket.
Yeah,
Like
I
Jay
don't-
said, if he's not as good in the pocket that he is rolling out, then just
I agree.
collapse it around him.
Yeah.
And if he has to step up, you got a linebacker spying maybe.
Yeah.
And then everybody else in
Attack.
coverage.
Yeah. I like that better. I don't like dropping the lineman back. I don't like doing something out of the ordinary that you've had such success, changing it up that much to do a rush 3, drop 8.
Race 4 did it some and worked out a couple times.
It can work out, but man, I think it's few and far between. I think you go to it in individual moments that you selectively choose. If you start returning to that over and over again, I think you open yourself up to something that, I mean, just a quarterback draw that can
Who
kill you.
intercepted the punt? Was that
Wine.
Heineke or Wine?
Wine.
Oh, Wine.
Wine.
So defensive end dropped in coverage and intercepted.
That's what I
was
say, but I haven't seen him do that as much.
Yeah,
So if we get him to run the
I
fake
agree.
punt,
Weirdly
I
enough,
think we should drop into coverage.
Weirdly enough, we've seen like the PJs of the world be dropping back. I don't know if it's because he's long and get his
Yeah.
arms up. and,
Right.
like,
But that's
you
the
know,
guy I want to rush the
disrupt.
quarterback and get his hands.
A
on.
Right,
lot, a lot of
right.
times, I think that player is a eye candy for the quarterback,
Mm.
right? It's just one thing he has to think of in the heat of the moment. Oh, defense end dropped. I can't go over here.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Yeah.
Like not even really someone that's
Marvin Jones Jr.
there to make a play though.
Like he does it the
Does
most.
that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense.
Become a distraction.
It's a distraction.
Deception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
It's gonna be a really good. I mean, I think it's gonna be a really good cat and mouse. Like
Oh yeah.
you've
Yeah.
got two.
Oh,
very
another
good-
one. Last time we had that, we got exploited a little.
We did.
We,
I mean,
got the lesser
Sarkisian
end of
picked us
it.
apart, and
I mean, somewhat. We played
Yeah.
good defense.
they didn't
I
play
don't
their
think
game.
I'd say that.
They didn't play their game.
We were 3 missed tackles away, which you can't discount
I
from
would-
them going.
Yeah, actually say that Brent Venables' defense beat Sarkisian's offense.
I mean, they scored 16 points outside the punt return.
Yeah,
I mean-
I think we won that battle actually.
And the offense turned it over 3.
We lost the game, obviously, but we lost that game on offense. We
Yeah,
did not
going to that
lose
game, you say your
on
defense is going to give up 16 points. You go, oh, I'll take that.
Yeah. Now we were disappointed that we didn't get the turnovers and the pressures.
We didn't get off the
and
field
and
we needed to.
Yeah, we
The
didn't
third
get that.
quarter
We
was-
missed
Their
tackles,
defensive line was not like the penetration that we were used to.
but he didn't pick us apart.
They didn't pick us apart.
20
That's
plays
fair.
or 26 plays. And
Well, you also gave him 3 extra possessions.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Defense is on the field a lot. We cannot turn the ball over this weekend.
No.
Mhm.
And you can,
That's
and
just
if
the
you
whole-
turn it over, you better hope to God
That's
you're
just the
winning.
whole
the
SEC from here on out. It's just, you can't.
Yeah.
And against hopefully the 90 something
97.
defense, you're not,
that's the 97th rushing defense.
rushing.
It's pretty bad passing.
No, I think
too.
they're like 90 something.
Yeah, it wasn't-
total.
I thought that was just
Okay.
rushing.
Let me look
I
at
don't
this.
recall, but
I don't
it's
have
not
the
good.
ranking, but I got what they've given up. So,
They're not last year's Ole Miss defense, that's for sure.
Yeah, the defense has set all the records and
they're giving up 196 a game passing, 167 a game rushing.
Let me see.
So that's going to be better, but not great.
Where's our stats guy at?
Yeah, where's that?
Tennessee is giving up 257 passing, 134 rushing. So, Alabama 155,
All right, let me put it
155.
this way. Total defense on the year, University of Oklahoma, number 1, 213 yards a game. Wait for me to scroll.
they'll be
here.
like in the 20.
Watch so much
30.
for those.
They're way down there
They're giving up 350,
Ole Miss is 66
overall.
at 362.
362.
Like I said, I was pretty sure I saw the rushing stat was
It's
like
90 something. That's right.
was they were 97. Ole Miss was like 72 or something like that. So it was kind of hopeful that, well, you ran the ball better than you had last week than you have all season. Part of it was
Ole Miss,
Dude, was-
Ole Miss is
you had
99
Blaylock.
in rush defense.
Yeah.
you had
99.
Blaylock and
Robert.
Robinson as your two starters. And we talked about the wide splits seemed like it wasn't Texas Tech wide, but it did seem like
It
it was a little bit wider.
Well,
Yeah.
and that and like
But
you
maybe
said,
we were just looking for that.
like I said, the tight end play. I mean, Caden Helms came in, had a good game. I think. I mean, like I trust him more blocking than I do Kanik. And that's more so because of experience and size.
I trust more if they would figure out that the tight ends can't block and they would just
I would agree.
change things up.
and not do that.
not rely on that.
Or linemen out there.
So if you had to choose, especially at this point with many games to go, like I'll take the weaker rush, relatively stronger passing defense in this game and work our way into the more balanced opponents for sure. We need help, and I don't think it's a confidence game, but we got to figure out how to rush the ball like we did against South Carolina.
Yeah, I think
Get it
suits
into
us.
our repertoire. Yeah, I think
We're
it
needing
does.
to get better at.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
and so it'll help us get better. Whereas if you just went up against a stellar rush defense, even if they were really weak in the passing game, even if you win the game, you might not get to where you need to be 2 and 3 games down the road from here. So this might help better than the reverse would. So this falls. That's nice. It's good that it's at home. That's an
it's
advantage.
huge if it's home for sure.
11 a.m. sucks.
11 a.m.
As
sucks.
far if it's raining and it's 11 a.m., the crowd is not going to be into it, even though it's homecoming. I mean, we'll be into it because it's a ranked team coming here, but it won't be an incredible crowd.
Well,
I don't think.
regardless, that mutes
11
the
a.m.
sound.
regardless. Yeah.
So the rain just mutes everything. It
Yeah.
mutes how much you yell. It mutes how much you clap. You got your hands in your pockets or whatever. Now that just means they need to turn the volume up on the speakers, right? So we got to go to
Yeah, easy
12.
solution.
But it's like it unintended dampens everything. It really does. 11 a.m. makes it where the crowd has not gotten to that point where they're really liquored up and fired up. And
I just think it's
ready
still
to go.
it's inexcusable to have us at the 11 a.m. slot.
I think it's ridiculous.
So who gets the night slot?
Uh,
Missouri Vandy have a 2:30 slot.
yeah,
LSU's playing a night game. I know that.
yeah. Well, I think
LSU A&M. Okay. All right.
yeah, okay. I think it
I
was a
would've taken the
mistake
2:30.
by the league, though, because how close were we to this being a top 5 matchup? So to put us in the either 11 or 2:30 slot and just, I mean, I guess they could have changed it, but to act like you weren't a chance at the night game,
Well,
that doesn't make
we were
sense.
nailed down at 11 a.m. before we kicked off on Saturday,
that's right.
right? So I mean, if Ole Miss wins last week,
and we win, which we did.
Yeah, you're looking at a number 4, number 3
Yeah.
versus a number 13.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Pretty big matchup.
arguments for game day. There were still arguments for game day after Ole Miss loses, but
I
yeah,
get
I
it
don't
why
know.
they're going. They're going to Vanderbilt, right? And so that's
Are they going to Vandy?
their first
Okay.
and only chance to be in Vanderbilt. So I get that, but I don't know.
Strange.
We need to get a little bit better, and we'll get those time slots, and we'll get the things that we want to get like that.
Beat Texas.
Got to beat Texas. I mean,
Oh,
that's,
I mean, come on, we're
that's what you gotta do.
number 13.
Beat Texas.
Gets better. I'm just saying in
Get
terms
better.
of where,
No.
where
I
the
mean,
time slot should be.
well, are you saying the time slot should be better?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I
You
think so
said get
too.
better. I mean, you're a top 13 team.
No.
It's
I
not-
mean, like for the past, like not just this year, for the past several years. Like you got to get a track record behind you that you're a perennial team, and you'll get.
You
you'll-
deserve nothing earlier than 2:30.
Yeah, and then you're going to get the benefit of the doubt or whatever it is for those. So I think we're getting there. We're on that track. Yeah, for sure. With
I think
this
we could
record,
get better.
6-1. Yeah,
Get better.
get better, baby.
Should have beat Texas.
7-0. Well, I got some trivia for you guys.
Maybe it's good we didn't beat Tech. In a
Not gonna go down that road.
we need to humble ourselves.
I mean, I don't think it's good, but it could work out good if it's an opportunity if you take it. And maybe
Yeah.
we took it against South Carolina to wake up. And whatever you thought you were, calm down because you got a lot of work ahead of you. So that's like putting a silver lining on what is a dark cloud. I'd rather win, but you run the risk if you just come out and destroy them that and they throw 4 interceptions that you don't get better the way you need to get better. But I mean, arguably part of it was a guy needs to get better who just was injured. And if it was just the injury and he gets over the injury, we may be a much better football team than what we saw in Dallas.
Would you rather have lost to Ole Miss or lost to Texas?
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a higher ranked team.
I'm taking
It's a-
Texas.
It's a better loss. Ole
Closer-
Miss is a better loss.
Closer to the injury, further away from the end.
Ole Miss is a better loss regardless.
Easier to forget later in the
Home
season.
losses never sit well.
You're telling me you'd rather lose
Neutral,
to Texas?
neutral site, injured quarterback.
Thank you.
No.
Home losses suck. Losing to Texas sucks
We're gonna
worse.
lose Ole Miss than Texas.
100%.
Strategically?
Yes.
No
No.
feelings.
Oh, no, strategically, Texas, absolutely.
Why?
Yeah, probably.
It's neutral field. Your quarterback had just come off surgery.
They're unranked.
Yeah, but it doesn't, people are going to forget it.
If
Texas
you
is a
keep
bigger
winning-
brand than Ole Miss.
But we
No matter
dropped
the ranking.
we dropped
But you
we
also
dropped
know you
from-
can lose
where
that
were
game,
we?
no matter who it is.
8?
Like,
I mean,
no
we
matter
lost
how-
to them in 2008 when we were amazing.
6. We were
6.
6.
We were 5th, and then we went to 6th
Correct.
on the off week, and so we dropped from 6 to 14.
Yeah.
So you don't
Texas
drop
is
that
ranked.
much,
Because it's early.
but because they were unranked. So
If we would have
beat
beat Texas, we'd be
we're in
like
the
the number
top
3
5.
team.
top
in the
3,
nation.
and if you lose to Ole Miss, you're not going to drop out of the
You're
top
going to stay in
10.
the top 10.
So as far as your playoff chances and your strategy, I think it'd be better to lose to Ole Miss.
You're crazy.
Come on, man. If we're unanimous, we can reverse this.
Go pour another glass.
No, I'm good. Thinking straight.
Go.
Thinking straight.
All right. Well, this is the time of year where things start to kind of come together, start to solidify for who you are as a team and who you are as individual players. And that includes who you are in terms of your national ranking and your All-American status. OU's had a lot of All-Americans. We've had 168 first-team All-Americans. Now, what's interesting is when you start to research this, not everybody agrees on these numbers, and there's some dispute. So I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of that, but there's a little bit of dispute between how many people are consensus All-Americans, first-team All-Americans, unanimous All-Americans, where OU ranks in all of that. But OU's way at the top, if not the top. 168 first-team All-Americans claimed by the University of Oklahoma. They come in all shapes and fashion. In fact, the earliest one I think was in 1913. And I don't have data on several of those guys because back then you just kind of didn't get much. But after
Just play
even
football.
into the 20s, you start to get things that are important like their number. So my question to you is, of all those 168 first-team All-Americans, with the exception of a 9 or so that I don't have, I could not possibly, and I looked hard, could not find information on. How many numbers between 0 and 99 have not been worn by one of OU's 168?
27.
And as you're thinking about that, I'll tell you something that's kind of sad. As I'm researching this, a lot of the searches that come up are the obituaries or the memories of the guys, and how many of them died young, what we would consider young. It's sad. It is really sad. Like a lot of guys in their 50s and then in the 60s, into their 60s.
40.
100 numbers to choose from.
46.
46. Ooh. 31. Great guess. Great guess. 31 numbers have not been worn. Do you know what the most common number to be worn by an OU first team All-American was? And I'll tell you, 7 times this number was won, 5 of them unique players, meaning that twice a player won the award twice, obviously, wearing the same number. Okay.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe 56.
74.
It's when they had the rules still with your numbers.
This spans from the 1950s, early 1950s, to the late
2010s.
2010s.
We go 93.
Number 11.
Oh, number 11. Lots on D.D. Westbrook.
D.D. Westbrook, Teddy Lehman twice, Tinker Owens twice, Jack Mildren, and Darrell Royal.
That's a cool stat.
I was trying to catch one off and get like a
lineman, something. Well, what was nuts was looking back at these guys that were, 50. There's a lot that are like 5 times, 4 times, etc. And you get those guys that they were in the 50s, not the years, but 50s, although some of them were, but in the numbers 50s. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen. And what's funny is you got guys that would change their number 3 times.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out what number were they wearing the year they were the first team All-American. And a lot of it was one platoon football where they're playing both ways so that numbers are all goofy.
A lot of time to do that at work.
Yep.
The other thing that was
up at 2 a.m.
funny,
doing that last
everybody, I was up really late doing that one. Back in the teens, everybody had a nickname. It was, Bud
Buster.
Bud Buster Williamson or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Everybody had like their official name in the yearbook and everything is something they should. That'd be pretty cool. As player friendly as we try to be, we don't do that anymore. We should do that. Of course,
How many names do we have right now?
Ed Too Tall Jones.
We got the closer for our Mason Thomas.
Mhm.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money Man Mateer.
Money Man Mateer.
a lot of these sounded like they were either stage names or like their real job work names.
Hollywood
Hollywood
Brown.
Brown.
The lumberjack. I think he actually was a lumberjack.
Really?
Well, let's start to get into some predictions and stuff, and let's just swing right into it with the locks of the week.
The Realist deal, locks of the week.
So an update on where we stand with locks of the week. I fell back into my old familiar 0-3. It was close. It was close.
When you go with service,
It was close.
service 6, you can't trust them.
Yeah, I didn't have one service academy in that pick.
No, I'm talking about the paid search
Oh.
used to pick these San Jose State games or whatever it is.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. I had a couple and I chose not to do it because I got such a hard time. It's going to piss me off if Bowling Green wins this.
I almost picked Bowling Green because of that.
They looked real good. They were my number
Did, I
one.
know.
They were my number one
In your
pick, and I pass them up.
And then last week in your algorithm.
That's right. Like, things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen. How'd your algorithm do? You were 1 and 2.
I was
Yeah, you were 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
by some BS.
I was by some BS too.
You were.
I got asterisks all around. We
Arkansas
got
scored with like 12 seconds left to screw me out of the Texas A&M lock,
that sucks. That really sucks.
and it didn't matter.
The listener was 1 and 2. Connor was 2 and 1. That's on the winning side. Let's celebrate that because it's good to be a winner.
So good.
You know what's good is to just be
You know,
an
3-0 on
Complete-
Friday night.
Friday night. I'm done with this. 3-0, Jay.
Back.
Coming in slamming. He's back, baby.
And
So-
all day Saturday to watch OU and just get completely.
No, it was
squashed.
Saturday. They're all Saturday games. They're all
Oh, they're all Saturday.
Oh.
11
Yeah, I'm
a.m.
on the quad.
Well,
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. It was the week before the
Yeah.
Friday, so it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
but
right.
the early 11 a.m.
11
It's
yeah.
good.
So you need to
I was
pick
ready.
OU this week.
Ready.
So update on the season. Just go down the list. I'm 11-13, losing record. Going to turn that around. Connor 10-13-1. Lucas 14-10. Jay 15-9. The listeners 8-16, but us as a group without the listener 50-45-1. 53%. So we're right there with the juice.
that's
right
probably
there.
one of the better percentages we've had through this
through this many
Yeah,
weeks, through 8 weeks,
yeah.
or 9 weeks, 8
Yeah.
weeks, yeah. Oh,
Knock
definitely.
on.
Well, we've had some weeks where you idiots have picked opposite sides of each other and just completely.
We don't collude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
What
God
was it?
knows.
There are
48?
picks.
All right.
Well,
Well,
one of you.
We
is
don't
still
drive in a car all the way down here together and say, "What are you picking, buddy?"
let's start with
We don't
Lucas.
spar locks.
And I mean Lucas the listener, because Lucas the listener is going to be leading us off. Lucas the
Is
listener.
that Fluke Luke?
That's Fluke Luke.
Luke.
That's Fluke Luke. Shout out to Fluke Luke. He's got some picks for us. He's got Virginia giving 10.5 to North Carolina. He's got Houston getting 7.5 against Arizona State. And then I don't like this one, but you know what? I'm not going to pick against him, so I hope he's right. UCLA getting 25.5 against Indiana. That is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
It's a new
But it's-
UCLA team.
And that guy's fighting for his job.
Who's the interim head coach?
I don't know because the only one I know
It's
is the
Neuheisel.
freaking Neuheisel.
They
That's the
show
only-
the locker room.
You may as
and they
well
always show
promote
him
Neuheisel.
giving this pump up speech. Yeah, we just won. Blah blah
Maybe that's
blah.
what they're gonna
They
do.
never show whoever the hell the coach is.
Hey, but let's make some bets that that's the guy that he ends
Yep.
up being the dude. I don't know. It could happen. All right, let's go with the real Lucas, and tell me what you got.
The Realist has Bama minus 12.5 over South Carolina. I saw everything I need to with South Carolina's offense last week, but
Beamer gonna get fired.
I think Bama will shut him down.
How much?
You're gonna take the
7.5?
Virginia Tech
12.5.
job.
12.5. Yeah.
I think Beamer takes Virginia Tech. I think he gets fired. I think he's already setting that up
He's a tool.
to go back home to Blacksburg.
Go for it. Have fun.
I've got Cincinnati minus 3.5 against Baylor. I'm a
Good pick.
believer in Cincy. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time all season, I'm taking an underdog.
Yeah, it would be the first time all
I've
season.
got Minnesota plus 8.5 against Iowa. They can wave to the kids all they want. I don't think they're going to cover that.
Wait, kids? What kids?
Cancer patient.
The cancer patients,
That's Purdue.
the hospital. It's
Oh,
Iowa.
that's Iowa.
It's Iowa.
Oh, okay.
The hospital's right next to the stadium. They wave at the kids.
I guess I'm thinking of the kid that had cancer when
Yes,
Purdue beat
you are.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, hey,
Anti the kids. This
we
week.
all root for the kids. You don't have to be against the kids. Ouch! Wow, man, coming out hard. Whatever it takes to win, I guess. All right, Connor, what do you got?
I also have Virginia giving 10.5
All
against
right.
North Carolina. I think that program down in Chapel Hill is in shambles.
Who's the coach there?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, you know.
Bill Belichick's girlfriend, I guess.
Jordan.
Jordan, yeah. I've got Nebraska
Mm,
giving 7.5 against Northwestern. And then
I like that one.
I'm taking
Taking it.
I'm taking an upset. I'm taking LSU to cover the 2.5, getting 2.5 against Texas A&M in Death Valley at night.
A dog at night, LSU.
We'll see.
Ranked home underdog.
When's
Pretty
the
good.
last time the Bayou Bengals have been a ranked underdog at home at
At
night?
Had to be to Bama or Georgia. That's all I can think.
Yeah, it'd have to be something like that. So, Jay, do you want to go or do you want me to go? Let's save the best for last. I'll take Texas Tech giving 38.5 against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. God, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. I
Where's
don't know how I
that? Is that
feel
game in
about it.
Lubbock? Where's that
I think
game?
it's in Stillwater. Isn't it?
I don't think
I
it
think-
No,
I love it.
maybe it's in
I think
Lubbock.
it's
They-
Lubbock.
They've had two home games.
It's in Lubbock.
That's
Yeah,
maybe
it's in
why.
Lubbock.
They're gonna be pissed.
It's
They
a
can't
three.
do
It's a
tortillas
3 o'clock. It's a 3 o'clock game.
They can't throw tortillas anymore.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's gonna be
It's a
way
good-
down.
they, I mean, OSU's just dropping like flies, man. I don't know how they're fielding a team right now. I
that
really don't.
I'm leaning on that. I hate the 38.5. That's a
But Tech needs to try to run it up after losing last week.
They do. They do. And,
And they
I
will.
think they will.
think they
They're
will.
that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
So if it were 34.5, boy, I'd feel a lot more confident just I mean, not just the 4 points, but the fact that it's where it falls was 7.
You might see like a 56-7 game though.
I'm hoping.
Truly.
I'll take it. I'll lock it in. Rutgers giving 2.5 to Purdue. And this is another one where the points aren't favorable, but I'm going to do it anyway. Michigan giving 14.5 against Michigan State. I hope they can handle the punt and they don't bobble it. That one of the funniest flubs in the history and the start of the Surrender Cobra. But I hope that doesn't happen. I hope Michigan goes in,
Is that the kid with the glasses?
closes the
Yeah.
door. Yeah. All right, Jay, give us 3 winners.
Oh, well, I feel good about 2 out of the 3 because I share one with Lucas. So I'm gonna take.
So that's one you don't feel good about?
I don't.
Oh, you're only ahead of me by a game, bro.
That's true.
Dominating fashion
Facts.
putting on here.
True. I'm going to take one of the most prolific offenses in the modern era on a crap team. Arkansas -2.5 versus Auburn, and we will have another head coaching job open
This weekend.
this weekend.
Wow. Is that a double prediction? So even if you cover and they don't fire it, you lose.
If Hugh Freeze loses to Arkansas, I tend to agree with you.
Yeah, Sunday.
And they're saying
Sunday.
they're saying Jackson may not play.
Yeah, what do they think they're going to do at quarterback?
They're saying both quarterbacks are getting reps this
Equal
week in
reps.
practice.
Now
So-
that I don't like. I don't want to see this other quarterback
Come in and light them up.
Jackson Arnold pick.
No, but you don't know. Like, if Jackson has been good enough to win 7 out of 8 weeks of this season, like win the job, I don't know.
Like how good could the other kid be?
Right.
Yeah.
It could,
I don't know.
it could
Well, it
be
could
an
be the
NIL
opposite.
situation. Like
Yeah.
we paid him $1.5 million to come here,
Yeah,
and this
they're
other
playing.
kid, yeah, we're
Well, that's a bad
we're not
decision
willing
making.
to give it up on ourselves like we did with Jay Knox.
No, is Jackson,
That's a
sorry,
bad decision.
I know we're going through picks right now. Is Jackson Arnold going to end up at like Texas State next year? I bet he transfers
Maybe.
again.
Yeah.
I
I bet he goes to
I
like a
bet he
Big 12
well,
school.
if he loses his job, I bet he transfers again.
You know what? I bet he goes to freaking SMU.
I was gonna say somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I bet he goes
Yeah.
to SMU.
And he might tear it up.
He
and he
might
might
tear it
find his
Mordecai.
way to a Sunday game.
He might
a
tear
Sunday
it
job.
Mordecai.
He really might. So
That's my prediction. Jackson Arnold SMU, it's going to happen.
I mean, he's not a gamer. Your fear is this guy who couldn't win the game, the job in practice is a gamer, and he comes in
Yeah.
and just lights it up.
Is that at Arkansas? It's at Auburn,
I
right?
think it's.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, the other thing I was gonna say about this Arkansas offense, which is kind of wild. The last 7 or 8 teams
Buggy?
to have this prolific of an offense, like 4 of the teams went on to win the Heisman
Get the other
Trophy, and 3 of them went on to win the national championship. Like that's how good Arkansas's offense is. Their defense is just that bad.
Yeah,
Their
who'd
defense is
Arkansas?
awful.
Arkansas almost
they're-
beat A&M last
They're
week.
they're nearly at the top of the conference, both passing and
yards.
rushing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're elite offensively.
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna take BYU, undefeated BYU, getting 2.5 at Iowa State.
I like that one too.
That line shifted drastically. It opened at like -4.5. for-
People have
in
no
favor
respect for
of
BYU.
I think this might be one of those Matt Campbell comeback games. Like they were 6-0 or whatever they were to start the season. I feel like, or 5-0,
Yeah,
and then
in the Big 12.
fell off a little bit. And then a game at home. This is probably their homecoming. I like on our sheet. I think I went Iowa State on this one.
And I'm gonna go for the same reason as Lucas pointed out, Bama -12.5 versus South Carolina. I think South Carolina is gonna cash it in. I think he's gonna take another job. And even though Bama just went through a tough 4-road stretch, and this is a little bit of a relaxing game, South Carolina was just not a good football team.
They're bad.
So he's liable to get offered or take or be looking for another job.
If he hasn't already
Let's
been
go
offered.
back to our game a little bit and talk about Kiffin and that factor. So Kiffin is rumored for the Florida job. I think
one of those plane trackers had a flight from Oxford to
Uh-oh,
Gainesville
uh-oh.
on Wednesday. No, what's day? Today's Wednesday. Maybe it was Monday afternoon or evening.
I think it was Monday.
Who knows? Never can tell with the flight trackers.
You don't know. So I think that Florida's a better job than Ole Miss. I think Florida's a better job than Penn State. No, I'll take that back. I think Penn State's a better job than Florida, but once you've been in the SEC, it's a lot easier to say I'm going to go to Florida. Penn State has probably it has more tradition than Florida, but it's close. But more
Recruiting
importantly,
base is easier in Florida.
recruiting base probably is better in
No
Florida.
state income tax in Florida.
That helps.
That could be a huge factor
That
for
huge
people
money.
making
Huge money.
$8 or
And
$10
it's
million a year.
Florida and not Pennsylvania.
Well,
And it's Florida and not Pennsylvania, but it's also the Big Ten versus
I think in the
SEC.
north,
And we know Kiffin's a fisherman because he
Yeah.
posted a bunch of pictures of him. going
those
swordfish.
schools, in a way, have to have a certain kind of coach. They need to have a regional
Right.
coach that grew up there and
Blue collar guy.
that kind of thing. And in the South, you just don't have to have that.
Well, I don't
You
know.
want
I don't
something like I mean,
culturally.
Florida needs some
Juice.
personality in there.
And Kiffin fits in culture wise and personality with Florida,
Correct.
Kiffin is a Spurrier type.
and
Not Penn State
not Penn State
at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh, no.
Kiffin reminds me of a modern day like Spurrier.
There's
Right.
no way you can
Because
see a
he
Kiffin
has
on a
funny
Penn
quips.
State title.
Mm-mm.
There's
He's
no
not afraid to talk crap
Mhm.
about other
He's a troll.
coaches. Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
troll.
He's
Yeah.
He's Spurrier 2.0.
He's a massive and with everybody.
But he's a good troll,
He is.
not like Drinkowitz, who's an idiot
Just an
troll.
He's just a dork.
He's a
He's a
No,
dork.
see, that's the kind of guy that they're north enough. He could be a Penn State guy.
I guess I don't know. I don't see the fan base rallying around.
No,
I don't- I'm
Drinkowitz,
just saying, but that's
Drinkowitz
the-
is
That makes more sense to me than
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 Kiffin.
him
Okay.
than
But-
Drinkowitz to Florida.
but
By
if you
that.
put a parallel like
Oh yeah.
Drinkowitz is Missouri football.
Yes,
Like Drinkowitz
Well
is the
fit.
like it is
well fit.
perfect. I don't know if it gets more perfect than that.
Mm-mm.
Maybe Colorado.
Gary Pinkel.
yeah,
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 yeah.
that's fair.
So I would say that if the job were offered, I would say he goes and gets it. And I would say but it's not by much. It's maybe a 60-40 because he's in a great position at Mississippi. He is beloved. If you win 9 games, you're never going to get fired winning 9 games at Mississippi.
Hey, I don't know.
I don't think you will.
I don't think you would either.
I don't think you
either.
will.
They don't have a big donor base.
They don't have the
They're-
expectations.
They don't have the expectation.
Their like graduation compared to Florida is minuscule over
They're fine with
alumni wise.
they're fine with wait till next year.
Yeah.
Florida is not fine with
Their
wait till
donors
next year.
freaking sent their life savings last year in the portal. So their donor base is
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're all in and willing to.
right.
A premium mediocre is perfect for them. So it's a safer job. And if you go into Florida, you're right in the middle of the beast.
So you've seen good coaches. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think Will Muschamp was a bad coach. I don't know if he's
I still think he takes the job if he gets it offered, but
it's gonna be awful.
I mean, does Kiffin think laying low in the Ole Miss is better than a prime time
That's-
job like
that's
when he
the
was at
question.
USC
that's the question.
and got embarrassed?
Now USC is worse than Florida. Florida is going to put more behind it. Like I don't know if you're at UCLA or USC, which is beautiful weather, and at UCLA at least you're never going to get fired winning 9 games. USC you will, but what would it take to fill those stands consistently to 75%, much less all the way?
I truly don't know.
I don't.
That is so weird.
You'd have to
What
do
a
Pete
weird,
Carroll,
weird-
Reggie
But it
Bush,
was
and Matt
Pete
Leinart.
Carroll, yeah.
You
But
have
yeah,
to do something
you're
different
never-
marketing.
But you're never losing.
You're going to have to give everything
and
away.
you're never losing, and you have the marketing there is you have 2 Heisman Trophy caliber players on the field.
Well, short of that, I think you're going to have to do a marketing
Three's
scheme
really-
where you're
Well, that
giving
makes
tickets
sense.
away and you build some weird ruckus environment, almost like what's the golf tournament out in Phoenix?
Waste management.
Yeah, waste management. You got to do a waste management for college football, and we're just going to be nut jobs.
But even then, it's like
And I'm thinking more UCLA than USC, but
Right.
both of them, it's going to take
But
that.
there's so much to
with
do in LA
Florida.
that they can't go to football games.
It's true.
So sick of hearing that shit.
It's true.
it is massive.
It's true.
It's not that true.
That's true.
They show up when it's convenient and fun.
Yeah.
They don't show up when
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, but here's the deal. We don't go to games here because there's nothing else better we could do.
Yeah, we kind of do.
what else?
I'd say we
What
kinda
else are
do.
we gonna
Yeah,
do?
I'm talking about we,
Yeah.
us.
Not us, but we're different. Those guys are still going to the UCLA games. Trust me. Those
But
guys are
there's
still doing their
millions-
podcast,
But
And-
that population is so much larger. You would think there would be
but there's so much
there would be
going on.
90.
There's just so much going
On
on.
that, and
Nah.
a lot of your fan base too. Like, and again, we have a lot of our fan base in Dallas, but it's regional. A lot of that fan base moves when
Yeah.
they graduate. That
That's right.
alumni base.
That's right.
So your alumni base isn't even local. So you're fighting for people who didn't go to school there. You're trying to ignite
Very
interest
good
in
point.
people who want to watch you win not necessarily
We have
our
lots of
diehard.
alternatives.
They're not us.
It's hard to get around.
Yeah.
So a hell of a
So
lot easier to go from Edmond to Norman than it is to cross LA.
I mean, we went
Get to the
to OU UCLA, and we were like, man, we get to go to the Rose Bowl. Like, we're pumped. We're
Mhm.
college football purists. We're excited. Other people are like, oh, the Rose Bowl. That's just where UCLA plays.
There were people in the parking lot that's the we talked to, we partied
Didn't go to the
with,
game.
and they're like, yeah, we just come for the pregame, and then about 20 minutes before kickoff, we'll just pack all our shit up and leave and go home and watch. We'll miss some of the first quarter, but then we'll watch the rest of the game.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, you're already here.
Right.
You literally got to walk
Stadium
like
is right
300
there.
yards to walk into
Yeah.
the stadium.
You
And-
might
and
get
I
dunked
get-
on your way out.
I get
apparently,
it's gonna be
but-
75 degrees inside, It's like, what is your complaint?
Yeah.
So back to the Kiffin. I think we're probably unfortunately catching them at the best possible time to not be distracted. I think the distraction factor grows as it goes
Let's get
on.
closer. Yeah.
I think he could go one of two ways. He could get real conservative and try to just lock in and not rock the boat as he's waiting for his big job at Florida. He could also say, I've got nothing to lose. And nothing to lose can be
Just
bad, but it also can be like
Your
you
players execute on it.
nothing to lose against Brent Venables is probably a dangerous thing to do. Because if you make a big mistake and he's going to capitalize on it.
Mhm.
Now, also throughout the season, players are going to start vying for positioning. They're going to start thinking like, well, I want a portal with coach and I want to go play at Florida and I want a red shirt. And I like it's a disruption in the locker room. It's a disruption just throughout the program as it goes on. I don't know how disruptive it's going to be here. Although if he's really talking and an agent is in his ear, he may not have everything going on in terms of preparation for this game. So maybe we do catch him at the right
I
time.
think I think it's less about him and the coaching staff and more about the players having just a little bit of doubt.
Yeah. Where's our future?
Where
What's
you
going
at?
on?
Coach- where's
Yeah,
our
where
coach?
you at?
Yeah, that would definitely be, and it's not going to show up on Saturday. In Saturday, it's going to show up in the week leading up, and so it shows
In
up
the
on
locker
Saturday
room.
because you didn't prepare and do everything you needed to do.
Well, and I mean, regardless of if he goes or not, I mean, who knows? For all we know, Kiffin could be fully just, I'm Ole Miss till I die at this point. But there, on the practice field, and when you're in line waiting for drills and stuff, it's like, man, what about coach? Like,
Well,
what do
he's not going to be right now.
What do you think? What do you think about coach?
Yeah.
Like,
And so back to maybe it's good for us right now because right now is peak negotiation time.
Right.
He may have locked up an extension
Mhm.
in 2 weeks that everybody knows he's sticking around at Mississippi. But right now,
everyone,
Well, his agent was on the field with him pregame last week because I saw a picture, and I think Jimmy Sexton is his agent, which he's a lot of coaches' agents.
How much money does that guy have?
quite a bit.
And he was in the end zone coming out of the tunnel pregame, standing close to a lane. So he was either there trying to get him a raise, or he was there in his ear about the Florida job.
I doubt he was in the ear about the Florida job as much as he's like, that's a really good negotiating tactic to have anyone see it like
Just
you
be
saw
there.
it. He's
Yeah.
right there. So it's front and center. Like, we got to worry about this guy. And we got to, if we want to keep him, we got to come to the
And
table.
I think one thing about Kiffin, he's a goofball, weirdo, troll, like we said. I think he's gonna do whatever's smart. Like, I think there's gonna be some thought behind it.
I'll
Like,
say this, which I never thought I'd
and
say.
he'll be successful where he goes, I think.
I think he'll be successful, and I would take him at OU over a lot of others.
For sure.
He wouldn't be in my first tier, but he'd be in my
It'd
second
be a
tier.
weird, like, kind
And I
of taste in my
never-
mouth.
I never thought I'd say that with all of the mess ups he's had. And I go back, I'm bitter the fact that he lost to Alabama when he should have beaten them and thwarted their first national championship under Saban.
I think
when he
he's
was at
matured.
Tennessee. I think he's matured.
Well, I think he
Since
gets,
the USC days,
He's
for sure.
matured.
but
on
I
a
think he
lot.
gets it. And I think he pushes the envelope where other people don't push the envelope.
Mhm.
And given it's not in the most orthodox way, like, it's not subtle whatsoever, but I think he does what he intends it to do. And I think he gets his points across
He's
well.
football 2025.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these
he
other
gets it.
guys are football 2005.
He's the antithesis of Mike Gundy.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
Mike
very
Gundy
true.
wants to be the charismatic guy that Lane Kiffin is. Lane Kiffin channels it in such a better way and then utilizes what's around him, which maybe Gundy didn't have a lot around him. But
But Gundy,
But he never
Gundy always
tried.
resisted
Right.
all the change.
So-
and Kiffin seems to lean into
Right.
all the change.
and he's relatable. Like, I bet his players know
Oh, I
him.
bet they love him. I bet
Or
they
maybe
totally love him.
and the ones who hate him probably really hate him.
They get processed and go.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, it's like that. Did you
If
get
I'm
that voice
Mississippi-
recording of him telling that kid kid walks into his office and
Oh, yeah.
he's like, where the hell have you been? You haven't shown up for the week. And he's like, I'm having mental health issues. He goes, you think mental health issues is an excuse? He's like, you don't ignore your head coach's phone calls. You come into the day. He said, get out of my damn office. He said, get out. You're done. You're done. I was like, man, good for him.
Good for him.
Like, he gets it.
I like it. Well, that'll be
Screw him
really
this week,
interesting.
though. Screw him.
Yeah, screw him this week. We're gonna beat him. We're gonna send him out. This is his last loss
What do
as
you-
a
what
Mississippi
do you
coach
think-
before he makes the move.
What do you think the angle was for him to even slightly upset Brent in his play calling or our defense and the fact that it's not that our defense
I
is
think
any
it's
good,
just
they're
Lane
they call-
being Lane.
I think it's Lane being Lane.
Like, I think he's gonna come to every press conference every week
But I don't think
with
that's
something
the-
about another team.
But I think that is ammunition for our players.
100%.
But there's no reason to give the other team
I
every.
don't know how much ammunition it really is. I think it was.
I think it's more
don't
ammunition for
know.
Brent than it is
I
for.
mean, there was talk going back.
It
to
might get in
Clemson
Brent's head.
that he was
It
still
might.
signs. So I think it's just a continuation of that theme that, we watched on tape and, they signal on the sideline. And
Which is not the Connor
the safety
Stallion's
came up.
illegal stuff.
No,
But if
right.
Yeah.
I was Brent,
He's
That's
alluding
crap.
to
I
something
would
that, yeah,
basically, I would tell our players, he's saying that you guys just aren't good enough to make plays.
yeah.
definitely.
You just know.
Oh,
you absolutely go and saying that.
Yeah, you
Like,
fire up the bullet.
100%. But
Definitely so.
I-
No,
I think he was gonna come to
I
that
think
press
he's playing
conference with
coaches'
eight.
mind games. Yeah,
Yeah.
And-
Brent handled it well, I think. I mean, Brent
yeah.
Brent opens his press conference with a freaking 12-minute diatribe on how amazing Ole Miss is. So he's playing the other side of it.
Which I like.
I love it.
I always love that.
Yeah.
I like it when coaches do that. I thought that
Indiana's coach does it well.
I thought Bob was a little soft on that. He never wanted to give credit the way he probably could have.
It's just good team. We're preparing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I like that. I like that kind of humble and you're playing it up and you're saying something different in the locker room.
Mhm.
But you're also saying, hey guys, they're good, and you're going to get beat if you don't show up.
Right.
Here we are on Sunday watching film. We got to figure out what we're doing. So I don't know. I think all that is kind of an interesting something going on in the background of it all. So I lost my thought on something else I was going to say, but that's okay. Let's get to a prop bet of the week. So we've been talking a lot about the rushing game. I'm going to throw it out there as an over-under in this game to the 99th ranked rush defense. Will OU have more or fewer over-under 65.5 rushing yards?
Total
Total rushing yards.
over.
I mean,
Over 65?
165.
Oh,
165. I think you said 65.
You did say 60.
you did say 65.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a hard over.
165. Which,
That's
if you
right
remember,
at their average.
What did we
Your
finish with
stats.
last week against South Carolina?
170.
173. Hold on,
70
I
something.
got that.
I will take the over because John Mateer is going to have 40 rushing yards, and that will help the average.
I'm going to go with over as well
We had 171 last week.
for two reasons. One, their rush defense isn't that great. And two, we might run the ball extra because of the weather.
The rain, yeah.
They've been giving up
It's right at it.
167,
Yeah.
and like I said, we're improving on everybody to the tune of about 24%. So by the stats, we should have about 180 or plus, maybe 185. Connor, over under. I'm taking over. Be the lone under?
Yeah.
The lone under. We can't all agree yet again. So for the year, I'm 3-5. Connor's 4-4. Lucas is 3-5. Jay is 4-4 on the prop bet of the week.
Sounds like we
Pretty
made some pretty
close.
good numbers.
Yeah.
We're balanced on both sides.
Pretty
for the most
balanced.
part.
Pretty
Yeah.
balanced. Yeah. I think we pick a pretty good over under
On a prop bet.
on the prop bet,
Yeah.
or a pretty good prop bet where it's a good line and it's a meaningful line. Like I think every time we're picking something that's pretty meaningful for the game's outcome. All right. Well, we've talked it to death. Now it's time to make some score predictions. What do you guys think we're gonna do on Saturday? Everybody's ready, right? I know you guys were like last minute. You were still
It's such a tough game to pick for me.
It's
I've
a
been
tough game
back
all
and
around.
forth on it.
Me
on
too.
winning and losing. the game.
So we're
Yep.
supposed to win 27-23,
23.
something like that.
Close to my line. I'll go ahead and get my prediction.
All right, go.
27-24, Oklahoma.
I'd already written it down. It didn't matter. You had to take Oklahoma. All right. I'm going last.
Knee knocker.
I'll go 30-28 Oklahoma.
Ooh.
Field
Okay.
goal, baby.
Ooh.
Late field goal.
Oh,
That's bold.
God. And not a field goal.
So 3 touchdowns, 3 field goals.
I'd so much like that more if it's 31-28 and we're kicking the last second field goal to win it versus overtime with the safety, the safety factor. But that might be better if you're a kicker and I gotta hit this field goal. Not all right, if I miss it, it's okay. We're going to overtime. Like I have to win this game. I don't know. Would
I
you
think they're going to stop us more. Well, they're going to keep us out of the end zone a couple of times. Our kicker's a weapon.
Even in the rain. No
Yeah.
problem.
And I think they're either going
Can't
to get
simulate the rain in practice.
he's a mutter.
they're either going to get off the field or they're going to score touchdowns. So I'm picking them 4 touchdown drives. We'll get stopped more along the way.
We might get some rains. We're going to get a lot of rain Friday. We
Yeah.
better be
Yeah,
outside.
For sure.
I think we're gonna get some tomorrow too, but it might
let's
be
get some
late.
tomorrow. It's late though. Yeah.
A kicker, tell him to get out there. I don't care if it's
Yeah.
lightning. You get out there and kick that football.
100%.
All right,
We're
man.
going to rub
Get out
Ryan
there
Kelly,
and throw
fill
it.
out. Man.
Connor, what do you got?
I've got 24-20. Ole Miss.
Mhm.
Maybe the second time maybe I've picked it against them.
Mm.
I was debating.
And I am like,
I'm
dude,
picking Ole
trust
Miss.
me, I'm torn up about it.
In your universe, which we're in your universe right now, OU wins because you picked against them. But in ours, we might lose.
I want to live in y'all's.
Wow. Well, here's the truth. It's going to be very close, but the Sooners pull away late. 31-24. Sooners by a clean
I
touchdown,
like that one better.
and I think it's an ice it with a field goal.
My problem with your score, we have significant problems if we score 20 points. Because they're allowing everyone to score more.
I don't disagree.
That's turnovers. That's mature. Can't throw the ball deep and can't throw the ball in the rain.
Washington State scored 24 or something, didn't they?
It was 24-21, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
21.
I would love for this to be the most outrageously
28,
incorrect score prediction that
Obviously,
has
yeah.
ever been made on this podcast.
I guess the most surprising
I
thing
guess they
would
did
be
hold LSU to 19.
if this were like a 13-10 game, that'd be pretty surprising.
And I don't.
If this were a 45-41 game, this wouldn't be so.
I just really don't know, like the way that it balances out on either side of the ball, with one side of the ball being better than the other side for both teams. And maybe our offense matches up better against their defense than their offense does against our defense. I don't know though.
Yeah, I think we have the edge there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's what. Like, and to be fair, like I think if you win this game and you can go into Tennessee coming off a top 10 win, going into Tennessee on Halloween weekend, you're
That's what I was gonna say.
vying for you're a legit contender if you win on Saturday.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I want to come back to I got a question for you, but I was gonna say it's a last Halloween opportunity for us before, at home. We don't get a true Halloween week game. So this is when you want to wear your costumes. I think Connor Stallions is the costume to wear coming into this game with
I
the
think you're right.
accusations have been made.
I think you're right.
So are you factoring in any home field advantage with that?
I mean,
Or is that somewhat negated
I just think
by conditions?
I don't know if it's negated by conditions, more so of like I want to see what our offense is. If our offense comes out and theoretically at home, it should come out better than it did against South Carolina. And it came out really well against South Carolina, in my opinion. I'm just worried we hit like a stagnant period at the first part of the game and they're getting momentum with 1 or 2 drives scoring, and we're playing the god awful catch-up game.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
No, it's just
you're
like-
8.5 points different
I
than
know,
mine.
I know.
I mean, with given the line,
Right.
you're 8.5
No,
points
for
off.
sure. I mean, and again, I I feel like I've seen this play out. Like I've seen it play out in the past
Been
where it's
burned.
like I don't want to see the shoe drop on the defense that I think that we have.
Yeah.
And I'm a little worried we're going to see a little bit of exposure. I don't think we're bad by any means,
I think you're a week early.
but I think I'm a week early. I think that's going to be against Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think that may be fair. I hope
See,
I
to
hope
me,
I hope we're both wrong. And I hope we're just good.
to me,
Really good.
us allowing 28 is a little bit of being exposed. Because I think that's a significant amount of points for us.
Yeah.
Just offensively.
Yeah.
Against the top 9 defense or top 10 defense though, or offense.
This year, for us this year, yeah. In
That's
general,
fair.
no, but for what we've seen so far this year, I
For
think
what we think we are.
I think 4 touchdowns offensively from somebody against us is a lot of touchdowns.
What do you think Brent thinks the score is going to be?
I bet he thinks it's about.
I don't even think he thinks about that.
I don't. Yeah,
No, but I think if you ask,
He
think
only
about
thinks
that.
my
I think
defense is
it-
going to hold them under 17. I just hope my offense can score.
I think if you ask,
I think it's
them,
more than hope. I think he's got it. I mean, I think he's got a game plan for offense the way he's got a game plan.
I think it's 20.
Their expectation, the way he's got an
I
expectation.
think
for
it's
defense.
27-13. If you ask Brent, OU.
I was going to say 2 touchdowns or less. is
I
what
bet
he
it's
thinks.
27-13. I think
Yeah.
he if he said I bet he says if we hold them to under 20, we win this game.
I think you're
I
right.
would have said that against Texas too, though.
Everyone would have.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And the
We did.
defense did hold them
We
to
did.
under 20.
Yeah.
We just didn't score
Yeah.
anything.
So the offense just obviously didn't.
I want like
And I'm not the guy sold on this offense.
no, and that's what I
After
was
just
about
a
to say.
decent game against South Carolina.
I'm not yet like I've regressed in my confidence in Arbuckle. I've regressed in my confidence in Mateer, regardless of what we saw last week. Like, thank goodness we had the run game last week. I'm not saying Mateer had a bad game, but like
it's
the
not
game is-
stellar. We're
the
8
game's
games into the,
different.
we're 7 games into the season,
Right.
and we're not seeing.
I
what
want
we
to see
want
more.
to see.
I,
Yeah.
we need to see more,
Yeah.
especially after this game. You get Tennessee and Bama, given you get a bye week between the two, but you get those two teams back to back in terms of when you play
And
them,
both on the road.
Yeah.
both on the road, and then
In fairness, 40% of the games Mateer has been in, or in the one not in, it's just not been healthy.
Yeah, but injury aside, if you told me after Michigan and even after Auburn, right after Auburn, that we'd be looking at this production out of him, I'd be pretty disappointed and
100%.
surprised.
I am disappointed. Like I am disappointed in the offense.
Oh, I am for sure.
I mean, it's not like it's not what it was. It's not last year. It's definitely better,
Yeah, way better. But I
but
mean,
it's not what I think we all had expectations.
I mean, the
for.
drive to beat Michigan to clinch the game in the 9 minutes, whatever it was fantastic. The drive to beat Auburn when you're down 17-16, you go down the field and score. That was great. But outside of those 2 drives,
yeah,
I mean, you had a couple good drives against South Carolina.
Well, and a lot of what we talked
but
about. I mean,
the rest of it's been lackluster.
it's just an empty. Like,
Yeah.
and what I've noticed is, and again, we have a great red zone percentage. I think are we perfect in the red zone this year in terms of scoring points? I think we are.
Maybe I
We're
can't
close to
remember-
it
I
if we
can't
are.
remember
I think
turnovers.
I think we are perfect, if not close to perfect, in the red zone. My issue is between the 50-yard line and the 20-yard line, and the opponent's half the field.
yeah.
We stall out, and it's because we do cute stuff like we talked about on second down.
Yep.
Way too many empty drives that end up in no points that start off with momentum to get across midfield,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't finish them.
Yeah.
And that's so frustrating because you get to the 35-yard line. Sandell at this point, I'm going to say he's close to a lock of knocking down a field goal.
All right, so red zone, we are tied for first at 100% with 4 other teams.
Yeah.
We have 63. We have 78% touchdown, 22% field goal.
And that's great. But
Yeah.
get to the
But
red
you
zone.
got to get to the red zone.
You got to get there.
We stall out before the red zone
And
way
it-
too
yeah.
much.
And it used to be the opposite with like Dylan Gabriel and those guys where we're settling for field goals that we didn't know if we were going to make. We'd get to the red zone and we'd stall out. We couldn't score touchdowns. Now it's like we got to get to the red zone because we can get points there, but we hit the 50 and it's like, all right, like let's do some fun stuff.
Well, my expectation, and I don't think this is completely unrealistic because of what we've seen under Lincoln Riley, is if we cross the 50, that's points. You need to get points.
You have to.
You have to get points. If you don't get
More
points,
times than
something
not.
has to happen.
You got to have like a 75% conversion rate when you cross the 50.
Even if it's a field goal, that's fine. But I'm afraid we don't have the killer instinct. And I get back to I don't think Brent knows what it takes to win in terms of offensive production, or that's my doubt. That's my worry. That he knows you've got to score. He needs to know you have to score. And when you have to flip the field if you're deep in your own territory, and you have to score. I don't know. I'm thinking like 70% of the time when you cross the 50-yard line.
Yeah. That's what I think.
And that red zone is probably what it needs to be, just period, to be championship football. That's probably better than what it has to be, but the 20 to 50 is worse than it needs to be.
Well, that's how it was with Lincoln. Is you cross the 50, we're getting points.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna happen. I know that's unrealistic expectations, but at the same time, you don't want to see a drop off from that to a large extent that we've seen. And to your point, exactly, Steve. Like just like in the Texas game, Brent sits there in the presser after the game, and is completely avoiding offensive questions and saying how much the defense needs to focus on getting off the field or doing this and that. It's like, dude, I don't know if you know this, but you have to score more points than the other team.
Right. That's the way
regardless
you
of
win.
what your defense does.
Period.
So, and I promise you, more times than not, 6 or 12 points or 14 points, and a lot of times is not going to win you games, regardless of how good your defense is against SEC teams.
All right, last question, and then we'll wrap. If we have a positive turnover margin, do we win this football game?
Yes.
Like with high confidence, medium confidence?
It helps, but I don't think if you have one turnover to none, that it guarantees you'll win.
I think
I
with
could see that 1 to none, or a +1 maybe isn't that big of a deal.
+1 probably isn't that big a deal. +2.
+2
I'm
or
like
greater.
I'm like 80-90% we win this football game. And so can we do that? Which is two sides of the ball. We got it. We got to stop the turnovers, which we did last week. We got to create turnovers, and not just turnovers on fourth down. We got to create turnovers. That's
And there's
that's
going to be
imperative.
chances this week.
There should be.
They're going to throw the ball.
They're going
down
to put the
field.
ball out there. Yeah.
And if we have the secondary that we think we have or should have, we're going to force some chances to at least be in the spot to get
Well,
turnovers.
wet football too. I mean,
In a wet
Yeah.
football,
Could work our way too.
South Carolina didn't throw anything for the most part that we're going to get turnovers on last week.
There you go.
You should have
Alright.
got a strip sack maybe, but
Well, we'll be back to talk all of that and celebrate the victory and talk about how Connor was too
So wrong.
pessimistic.
so wrong.
Hopefully so. We'll see. Until then, Boomer.
sooner.